Unless we all actually believe, like idiots, that Disney sat on their thumbs for more than an entire year while this movie was delayed and did literally nothing to it, there is no way the final production budget, zero chance that this comes in at 280.
Well,
and even
and
if you
Alex-
pull down the film tax credits, it's still going to be, with a $400 million gross cost, it's still going to come in at 320. Yeah, I mean, this thing, apart from pieces of the story that didn't make sense, things like this, which are still inexplicable, which this turned out to be 1,000% accurate. This story from nearly 2 years ago now in the Daily Mail, this image, dead on. These 7 actors were in the movie, but it looked like they had the overwhelming majority of their screen time just cut out. And then they added in the dwarves in the 1-year delay that they did to this film. And Disney lied. It was fine. They just did it for the actor strike and the writer strike. That clearly wasn't the case. If you look at the film itself, these people right here, the number of times that they appear in the same camera shot as anything else, especially the 7 dwarves, is virtually non-existent. There's even a scene they forced together in there where these 7 bandits were in the dwarf front yard of the house, but then at the same time, there was maybe 1 or 2 actual camera shots where you saw any of them together. Then there was the P. Diddy white party at the end of the movie. That got Paul. I saw him laughing at that one, where they're all jumping around clapping, and there was only 1 shot where you saw the dwarves at all, and probably would have amounted to about 20 different cut camera shots. One shot, basically. Like 1 second, where they shoved the dwarves in the background up on a ledge that was obviously CGI'd in. Everything about this movie that I saw Thursday night, absolutely 1,000% visually confirms everything that we've talked about this for 2 years. This thing was a disaster. They got caught with their pants down with this image right here, and everybody ridiculed them for it. Not long after, Rachel Zegler started ponying up and talking about how it wasn't going to be a story about true love and all this other kind of crap, and everything fell apart. They pulled the cancel button, and 2 weeks later, the actors and writer strike ended. They had plenty of time to let this movie go off in March, plenty of time for the press junket to promote it. They canceled it for an entire year to do a metric buttload of extra work on this thing. And it shows. And it shows how bad Disney is at almost literally everything. This looks like a Marvel mess where they throw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall, see what sticks, throw it in front of test audiences. Test audiences say, oh, wow, this is crap. And then they go back and they reshoot and they redo. This is why this movie will wind up costing $400 million, bar none. It was already at $282 million. That does not include the film tax credits. That comes from the Caroline Reed research. We know that from Hidden Heart Productions in the UK, which is the entity that has been building this movie for 5 years for Disney. But that reporting is only through the end of December of 2023. That $280 million is only through the end of December of 2023. It does not include the last 15 months. So as I said in the video earlier today, unless we all actually believe, like idiots, that Disney sat on their thumbs for more than an entire year while this movie was delayed and did literally nothing to it, there is no way the final production budget, zero chance that this comes in at 280. Well, and even if you pull down the film tax credits, it's still going to be, with a $400 million gross cost, it's still going to come in at 320. Michelle, sorry.
It's like with the reshoots, last thing I will say before I got to get, go, it's like they half did things. Like, it's kind of True Love's kiss that saves the day, and it's kind of not. Does that make sense? Like, it's kind of like they half went there, but not.
You mean when he kissed her, like on the side of the lips and in the chin?
It was like just right on the chin, man.
Maybe he's just really bad at kissing. Did you ever think of that?
Apparently, he's got terrible aim. He shot.
There's a reason why he's stuck in the woods and nobody likes him. It's because he's not any good in bed.
and it was the halitosis that woke her up the whole time.
Paul's bringing the kitchen knife. What's going on? Oh,
That's
God.
why he's not on Twitter. That's why they took him off X.
Scared now.
But anyways, I've got to get going, but I will be back Wednesday, and definitely come check out Ladies' Night on Valiant Renegade.
So I'm glad I didn't go see it.
Peter.
That's one. I know. I tried to Jack Sparrow it, but even my computer couldn't stand it. The malware was like, nope. I just can't believe that I can believe it because it's Disney, but they took what made the company great, and one of I would say she's probably arguably supposed to be the sweetest, most gentle, just loving princess that they have, and they cast Rachel Zegler, who is insufferable and just an entitled brat, and she should go back to Broadway. Like, go be a theater girl. Like, I will admit that people really come at her for her looks. Sometimes she can put herself together and actually look really pretty. She has a nice voice, but this was a miss for the role. I agree from what I've seen and what I've heard that this was definitely two different movies that they just shoved together. They did not respect the classic at all. Not even with the dwarves. First off, not even including that they didn't hire, small people to play the roles, but they ruined their role in the film, like making them, she's supposed to come in and take care of them. Like, she thinks they're little children, which also shows the tender, sweet side of Snow White. No, she comes in there, crashes on their bed. They come home and she makes them clean. She doesn't make them the gooseberry pie. They don't even show, from what I've heard, they don't show the sweet little relationship that she had with Grumpy, but he still like balls when she falls asleep. But they take that out. That was a sweet moment, showing her like kind of breaking Grumpy's like hard exterior, and where it shows that he has a soft spot for her. They took that out, among many things. Like, I didn't even need to see the movie to,
Nothing was set up, Amanda. You bring up a great point with that comment about the whole relationship between the character arc. And again, it was a 1937 cartoon movie, but there was still a character arc for Grumpy. You're entirely correct.
I loved it.
It was stripped from this. It was totally stripped. Nothing was set up. There was no setup. There was no payoff. I think to some degree that the screenwriters of this probably thought they may have made some setup, but they didn't. And it was very, very self-evident. And this has kind of become, unfortunately, a hallmark for Disney when it comes to screenwriting. And it's one of the reasons why I think a lot of their movies are just failing right and left nowadays. And I think they have more this year to worry about. Thunderbolts, for sure. I've predicted I think Disney will have probably 2 wins this year out of 6 or 7. Lilo and Stitch and Zootopia 2. I think that's probably about it.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.